and we're doing a chain and tube. So I'm CNCing an 1 1/8 hole.
That looks fun. What are you guys doing?
We're trying to convert our motion profile to command base.
Good evening and welcome everybody. This is episode 4 of Check-In, brought to you by the RoboSports Network. I'm your host tonight, Francis O'Rourke from RSN, and I'm very excited to get to bring you here to have an inside look at some of these awesome teams we've got working with us. Before we get started, I want to thank this show's sponsor. They've been doing a great job for us. It's Andy Mark. You know them, you love them. They got a lot of great products. If you don't know about them and you want to build a robot, check it out, andymark.com. They're a supporter of Check-In. And thank you guys very much for helping us out this year. I also want to thank RSN's primary sponsor, Symbotic. I'm live from the Symbotic offices in Montreal, actually. I'm on here for business. Symbotic is a warehouse automation company. They do a lot of awesome stuff. Check them out at symbotic.com to learn more. All right, guys. So we've passed the halfway point in the build season, and teams are actually starting to make stuff that moves. Woo! Awesome. We'll be bringing each of our 6 teams on one by one to discuss their week. And then we're going to do a brief intermission between each group. So when we go dark, make sure you stay tuned because we'll have them right up maybe 1 or 2 minutes afterward. Also, we're going to be doing a Q&A during the show. Down below, you see the question box. We're going to ask for questions from the chat. So if you have them and you're watching on Twitch, just type !Q followed by your question, and we'll send it right in. All right. So first up, it's going to be team number 319. We're going to bring them in and show their video that they made this week. So let's take it away and see their awesome video.
Working on the drivetrain rail, and we're doing a chain and tube. So I'm CNCing an 1 1/8 hole.
That looks fun. What are you guys doing?
We're trying to convert our motion profile to command base.
All right, great video, guys. Saw a lot of awesome stuff there. So again, I'd like to introduce Team 39 They're Big Bad Bob from Alton, New Hampshire. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves, everybody?
Hi, I'm Jamie Westlake. I'm a co-captain, and I machine things.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Nethery. I'm part of the build team. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Tim Geyer. I'm a programmer. I'm a junior.
Cool. Well, welcome to Check-In, guys. Good to have you. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys did this week. So why don't you give me a sit rep? Where are you guys at? How is the whole project going so far?
Right now, I've done a lot of machining, so we actually have a frame, and just today I finished a frame for our shooter, elevator, and climber.
Awesome. That's are you guys ahead of schedule? Are you behind schedule? Are you just where you need to be? What's your take on where you are right now as far as the whole season's concerned?
I feel that we're on schedule.
Okay, cool. You feel like you're on schedule? Does that mean do you guys have like a calendar with deadlines for your systems, or you just kind of going as best you can?
I don't know. I'm just
Pretty much going as best as we can right now.
That works.
Just with the progress we've made, it seems like we'd be on online or on track.
Everything's been going remarkably well so far.
Well, that's great. Hope it continues. Hope we didn't just jinx you by accident. That would be bad.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what the next step in your season is going to be. So what do you guys have left to do? It looks like you've got your CAD model is pretty far along. And it looks like you're building a lot of parts. Tell me what's up with the rest of the physical robot as it goes forward.
Oh, you want to do it, Nico?
Yeah, right now we're working on finishing up prototyping with gear pickup and gear collecting, trying to figure out the best way to do that and the design that we're going to use. We've basically got our everything set for the shooter and climber and elevator. It's just we got to finish up with the gear collecting and pickup.
Yeah, and on the programming side, all of the shooter and the elevator all have already working on closed loop control. So we've already got all that stuff squared away in our code right now.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about actually the control stuff, because we've been focused a lot on like what the robot's going to look like and what the prototypes are doing so far. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you guys are as far as controls are concerned and like programs and all that stuff?
Okay, we've actually been doing really well so far. So we started out with the basic priorities of getting our drivetrain running, and then with prototyping, we got our shooter running on a closed loop, and we got our elevator feeding the balls into the shooter running on a closed loop. Since then, we've been working a lot with motion profiling for our autonomous, and we've been using a spline generator, which you put in an X and a Y and a rotation value, and it actually makes a track for your robot to travel in autonomous, that 254. It's 254 code that we've been using and modifying.
Wow. So is that like that graph we saw in the video earlier? Is that basically what that is?
Yeah. It's like 2 lines, and it shows you how the robot's going to move.
Wow.
We've been doing a lot with that.
Can you give me, because I'm actually really curious, can you give me the basic lowdown on how that works? Is it used like encoders, or how does it figure out the path?
So it uses encoders. You feed your encoders actually are calculating their value off of your drivetrain width and length. your gear ratio, and you give it a maximum velocity, you give it a maximum acceleration, and you give it a distance, and then you give it points that it has to travel to. And so, like I said, we have an X, a Y, and a rotate value in radians. And so the points are all in feet. So we say we want to go 5 feet forward and 5 feet to the left. We would put 5, 5, and then we'd put a rotate value for whatever angle we wanted to turn. And it would actually spit out a graph showing 2 lines where the drivetrain wheels would be, showing how the robot would travel.
Wow. It does all that math for you. You don't have to like program in all the crazy stuff for it.
Yeah, it's been very nice to be able to have it do that for us.
Very cool. Awesome. So what about vision stuff? We know that there are retroreflective targets on the field so that teams could use a light to track onto them. Have you guys experimented with that at all, or do you have any results with that?
Our vision has been mostly driver oriented, with the driver being able to see around at parts of the field that he won't be able to see. So we have a camera working, and we've been doing drive practice with the backup test robot with the prospective drivers. And they've been using the cameras to just try and operate in situations that might not be the most ideal. As for vision processing, we haven't quite gotten to that yet.
Okay, cool. I guess it makes a lot of sense. You guys are going to be shooting from right up against the boiler, so you don't have to aim very far to get your balls into the goal either. So
right,
cool. All right, so any other cool, awesome controls related stuff? Any cool, nifty sensors or other cool things you guys have been working on so far?
So this last Saturday, we actually had a rookie team come down to good old Prospect Mountain from Brewster, which is a private school. And this is their first year, and we got them all set up, which has been a lot of fun. We got their code put over into command base. We got their Robo Rio configured, and we got their drivetrain and climber working.
Oh, wow.
Here. So we helped them out quite a bit, and it was a pretty rewarding experience, I'd say, for everyone.
Yeah, we definitely helped them go in the right direction. We gave them some pointers and stuff on like what to do on the rookie year.
Awesome. Can I ask, for those who don't know, where's Brewster Academy?
Brewster Academy is in Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
Okay, so it's like half an hour away from you guys or so?
Thereabouts.
20? All right, yeah, half an hour.
Okay, cool. What team number are they anyway?
6691.
Cool. Well, shout out to Team 6691. Hope you guys are doing better. Can't wait to see you guys at the events too. That'll be awesome. Cool. So now that we've talked a little bit about all those ones and zeros, let's talk a little bit about what you guys have built so far. We know you guys talked a little bit about it earlier. What have you guys finished so far as like manufacturing? How's that going? And I know you guys built 2 robots. I kind of want to hear how you're using the 2 robots. You building both at the same time, or then one and another? What's up with that?
So we're building both robots at the same time. So right now I have one of the frames. You can see it pretty well there. And yeah, so we have 2 of these done. So we're just all building them simultaneously, and once they're all together, we're basically gonna give one to build team and one to the programming team, and then we'll switch them off like every week.
Okay, cool. So it looks like that's one big weldment, right? So who did the welding on your robot? Did you guys do it, or did you guys have a sponsor do it, or?
Our lead mentor, Heichel, did it.
Oh, cool.
We don't have any students that want to weld, and he's pretty good at welding.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's good. It's great to have that kind of facility at your disposal. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. So good to see your frames are together. What else have you guys been up to? I know you guys we saw some spinning wheels in the video. What's that all about?
That's our drivetrain rail. That was from last week, because last week I actually brought that on and showed that. Okay,
so just more of that basically.
Yeah, we haven't put our wheels in the drivetrain yet, but.
Oh, okay. So that frame member is actually welded into that whole weldment you just had.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Neat. All right. Well, that sounds good. Anything else? You guys are in the middle of building. Anything almost ready to test or assemble?
You said you're doing gears, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, you mentioned that already. Oh yeah. So probably this coming weekend we're planning on being able to drive.
Nice.
So, we have a little bit of a schedule, I guess,
Cool.
but not really much of a schedule. I think we want to get driving as soon as possible, basically, so
Yeah.
that everybody can get used to the controls on the robot and how it drives.
Okay. Cool. So let's kind of shift gears, not to actually just talk about gears, but let's kind of shift gears a little bit. Talk about some of the not robot stuff you guys have been working on. I know we saw in your video that there was a chairman's presentation that looked all marked up. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about that? And if you guys are, I don't know if you guys are involved with the chairman's presentation too much or chairman's essay. What's like the gist behind it? Do you guys have a story you're telling, or what is it?
Well, I don't think any of us have worked on it very much, but I've looked at it a few times, gone through it. It's sort of more or less what we've accomplished throughout the years. Some things that we do every year, like Battle of the Bay, our own off-season event. Just a lot of the things that we do to contribute to the community.
Okay, cool. So, any other kind of like awards or other kind of stuff you want to talk about in that realm?
No, I don't think so. I like the three of us honestly haven't looked at it very much.
Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. It's fair enough. Cool. So, so it's past halfway. It looks like you've got a CAD of your robot, an almost full CAD. Is that right?
It's a full CAD.
Nice. So, but except I saw a little circle for the electronics. Is that serious, or are you guys kind of just playing a goof with us?
That picture is late, or it's old, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's old. So there is more space now that we've done some adjusting in the back with supports.
Okay. So you will be able to fit a battery and everything?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we're coming close to the end of time, so we're going to bring up some questions here. We have, again, if you want to ask a question of these guys, just go ahead and type !Q followed by your question in the Twitch chat, and if we like it, we'll bring it on air to ask these guys. So let's bring our first question up on the screen for everybody to check out. Here we go. Why are you trying to convert your motion profile to command base? Is that true? Are you actually trying to convert your motion control file to command base?
Yep. We run all of our code on command base.
Okay.
So we don't want to have any weird outlier code that, while necessary, is in a different form than the rest of our code.
Okay. And how's that been working so far?
Pretty well. Converting motion profiling to command base has not been a simple task. We've needed some help from our mentors, but it's gone very well. We actually had a motion profile working about 10 minutes before the show started that was converted over to command base.
Sweet. So for those who maybe don't know, can you kind of explain what command base is?
So command base uses almost like a 3-point system, where you write methods in the subsystems of your code, and you use commands, which are a different part of the code, to refer to those methods, and then you map those commands to buttons in the OI, which is like your controller. So command base is just instead of it all being in one place, it's in 3 different places that are all connected and all work together to get the same job done.
I see. Okay, so it's not like doing functional programming, like building functions and adding them to one big loop. It's like having 3 discrete areas that sort of interact with each other in specific ways.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I guess that is kind of makes it a little bit easier to build up. So
yeah, it makes it easier to know what's going on.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we have one more question we got coming up. Let's put that up on screen. Thank you for your last question, Bartholomew. We got another one coming up here. All right. Is your team planning to have gear ground pickup? How relevant do you see that capability being in different levels of competition? So what are you guys' thoughts? Are you guys doing gear ground pickup with the gears?
Yes, we are. That is what we're based right now. We're working on is ground pickup, and at the same time being able to have almost an envelope that can catch the gear, and then if need be, pick it up off the ground. If say there's a gear dropped by another team, or we missed the envelope, just as a backup in case there was any gears in the ground and we had the ability to get them.
Cool. So I guess the question is, do you guys think that ground pickup is that important? I mean, I know that there's the capability, but like, do you think it has value later on in the competition at like higher levels of the event, or do you think that it's kind of just a cool feature?
I think it'll be very important because if you need that one more gear and you don't have the time to go all the way to your pickup or hopper, and it's there, and you have the ability to get it, it would really help your alliance or team get that last gear quicker and faster.
Okay, cool. Good answer. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again this week. It's always fun to talk to you guys. Everybody else watching at home, we're going to take a very brief break. We're going to bring on our next team. Next team coming up is Team 3940. There's Cybertooth from Kokomo, Indiana. But for right now, I want to thank you guys, Big Bad Bob, 319. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and we'll be right back. Bye-bye, guys.
See you.
See you.
See ya.